Good morning, Diwakar.
Good morning, Jamie.
Diwakar, what can you offer us that other candidates cannot?
Well, I think something very important that I bring to the table is diversity. I think I have a very strong education to back that up, but I have had many different types of roles in many types of organizations, from as small as a 6-7 person startup that I'm working with right now, to having worked for the United Nations Environment Program and the World Bank. And I think that exposes you to different types of people, different cultures, different situations that many other people don't get the chance to be exposed to. And I think that that's it's a great learning experience. You learn to think on your feet, but very importantly, you learn to deal with different types of people and different situations. And there's no way to learn that without going through it, I think. I think that's very important, and I take a lot of pride in that.
Excellent. And do you have any other additional strengths that you would like to add to that?
I think that I bring to a combination of quantitative and qualitative skills that many other people, to the best of my knowledge, don't have. I'm very good with numbers and computers, but I take a great deal of satisfaction in also being very good with people. I think that whatever job you do, whatever type of company you're with, the one common thing is that you'll be working with people. And you could be the most brilliant analytical mind in the world, and if you can't explain yourself to people, then your analysis is worthless. And I think that something that I'm very proud of is the fact that I'm very analytically oriented. I take great pride in that, but I'm also very good with people, and I'm perhaps even more pride in that.
You certainly seem like a people person to me. And how successful have you been so far?
Well, I think that it depends on how you measure success, but I feel that I have a very strong education. I have an MBA from the Ivy Business School at Western, and an undergraduate degree from the University of California, Berkeley. And education-wise, I think that's a great combination, and I'm very proud of it. But I also think that I've worked in a number of different roles at organizations of any size, like the World Bank in Washington, D.C., which is one of the larger multinational development companies, the United Nations Environment Program I've worked with Scotia Bank, Hartford Investments Canada, and I think that the fact that I'm able to work with organizations of that quality, it does say something about me, and I'm quite proud of it. And I'm still looking for that perfect job, but then who isn't?
Yes, no, that does speak well for you. What are your limitations, your biggest mistakes, and that's provided you have some?
No, I think everybody has them, and anyone who says they don't is probably pulling your leg.
You're right.
I wish I could speak more languages, on sort of the lighter note. I think that in today's world, the more languages you speak, the better. Mandarin Chinese would be a great one, or French here in Canada. But I think another thing is I still haven't found that perfect, not to say perfect job, but sort of perfect scenario, perfect industry function. And I'm still looking, and that's one of the things that I don't know if it's a mistake or a limitation, but I know a lot of people have found their role, their niche in the world, and that's one of those things that I wish that I had.
Okay. And how long would it take you to make a meaningful contribution to our firm?
I think that in my experience, and this is based on different places I've worked before, that it would be almost immediately. I take great pride in being able to assimilate information very quickly, to learn processes, and the fact that I'm good with people makes it a lot easier, because then you can turn to people for help, and if you're respectful of them, they're usually quite willing to help. So I've worked on short-term consultancies a great deal in the past, and those are situations where you don't have time to get up to speed. You have to be sort of hit the ground running, and I feel that that's something that I can do almost immediately.
Very good. And can you give me a situation in which you had to work under pressure or meet a deadline?
One of my previous roles at Dundee Securities, that was almost a constant thing. From when I started, one of the main things I was responsible for is reporting on commissions information for several thousands of representatives that Dundee had. And when I started, from the end of the month period to when the report was due to senior management, it was roughly 14, 15 days. And it shrunk to 7 by the time I'd left Dundee. And very often I'd get a call from an assistant to one of the senior management saying, "No, you know that report you normally send us?" And I'm like, "Yes." They'd say, "Well, we could like it a little sooner. So-and-so wants to use it in a meeting." And I'm like, how much sooner? She's like, how's 3 o'clock today? And it would be 10 o'clock in the morning, 4 days before I'd normally have the thing done. So that basically meant no coffee breaks, no lunch break, just sit there and get the job done. And that was almost par for the course at Dundee. It was a constantly shrinking deadlines, and that's a great deal of pressure, but at the same time, it's a great motivation to get your job done.
Well, it sounds to me like you're well accustomed to working under pressure and meeting deadlines.
Absolutely.
Finally, Diwakar, when would you be able to start?
Almost immediately. I'm in the situation I'm in with the startup. Other than the big boss, the guy who owns the company, everyone is pretty much been told that they're flexible. If you need to leave, they understand that that's the way the world works. And I think a week on the outside, but even a couple of days, I would be able to tie things up and be ready to start a new position.
That sounds great. Employers like to hear that. Well, Diwakar, thank you very much for your time, and the best of luck to you in your search.
So, thank you, Jamie. It's been a pleasure to you.
A pleasure speaking with you, and enjoy your day.
Thank you.